Hey, what's going on? Luke here. For today's video, we're going to be talking about Trbojevic. Now, if you've been living under a rock, Trbojevic is now out for the season. He dislocated his shoulder in this past weekend's game. Look, honestly, Manly hadn't been travelling too well. They were outside of the 8, but now things have really gotten bad. We've seen how they've played without Trbojevic in the past, and obviously they are so much better with him in the side. He's a Dally M medal winner, at least the reigning one anyways. This year, definitely been off the pace, but I don't think we've ever actually seen him fully fit. I mean, he started the season a little bit injured. Throughout the season has played injured. Looked like a knee injury was sort of troubling him a little bit, despite him playing every week. But every time he was playing, it was like, all right, he's going to do his knee eventually, or the hamstring or something. But instead, he's done his shoulder, dislocated his shoulder. Really didn't see it coming, but at the same time, it is a season-ending injury. So it is going to put a huge cloud, not only on the Manly season, but also on the New South Wales Origin Series too. So, look, I feel like the big talking point out of it isn't really Manly, because Manly, they really weren't travelling well. We know they're not the force that they were last year. They were a top 4 side last year. We expected them to be a top 4 side this year, and it just hasn't happened. All the rule changes, all the rules sort of going back to what they were instead of last year. Last year was kind of, I don't know, like an asterisk sort of season. It was very weird. The rules were changing every week, whereas this year it's sort of gone back to, I don't know, maybe more traditional. Probably not traditional, it's probably not the right word, but it's sort of gone back to the game that it was before last year. And I feel like Manly, and also Trbojevic in particular, really benefited from all the players being super tired. And obviously, like, it still is the case. It's still the 6 again and stuff, but it's just not as predominant. And I feel like teams are sort of, they've stepped up and they've worked out what to do and what not to do. And Manly really have struggled this season. And there's no real reason for them to be struggling as much as they were. I mean, I know Schuster's been out. I know the forwards have been out a little bit. And I know their backs have been out as well. But in terms of, like, the quality, Trbojevic is there. The halves are still there. The hook has been there all season. Realistically, they should be doing a lot better than what they are. But look, Trbojevic has not been fit. I think we can all see it. And even though it is a shoulder injury that has finally got him, I feel like the knee injury was playing a big part as well. So I feel like for him personally, I feel like this is actually a really good thing. He can rest up, he can let his knee recover, and he can also let his shoulder recover as well. Obviously, with it being a season-ending injury, he's going to need a lot of recovery. But just in terms of all the other injuries he's had, it's always been the hamstring. So I feel like maybe it's a good thing that it's not the hamstring, and it is like a knee and it is a shoulder. Because I feel like all the worry was that Trbojevic was going to end up just busted and his career was going to be ended prematurely. But then on the other hand, I feel like the injury being different kind of does it play into the injury prone tag that I think that he's got? I feel like it kind of does a little bit, but like I said, it is better than him having a reoccurring hamstring injury. Because I feel like if it was just a reoccurring injury, obviously there's always going to be those question marks. But it's been a little while since he's had a full-blown proper hamstring injury. So I feel like it's good in that case. But in terms of Manly, I don't think it really changes things too much. We've seen Ruben Garrick go to fullback and be pretty decent for them. I feel like the rest of the back line has been very poor this year. We've seen Saab sort of get dunked. We've seen a lot of youngsters debuting. We've seen Morgan Harper get absolutely destroyed by Talakai. We've seen a lot of guys who were very good last year just look like absolute reserve graders this year, except for probably Ruben Garrick. The rest of them have all been very ordinary. And Trbojevic, I think, was able to lift these guys, but this year he hasn't really been able to lift them that much. He wasn't producing anywhere near that Dally M season. I feel like if last year was a 10 for Trbojevic, I feel like this year's maybe been like a 7. He's kind of, it's not that he's been a non-factor, but he just definitely hasn't been that guy who, when he was getting the ball, you're like, oh shit, he's going to score here. Because that's what it was last year. Genuinely last year, whenever he got the ball, it was like, okay, we're in trouble here. We're in trouble. Tommy's running it. And instead this year, it was like, he's kind of busted anyways. Like, I remember when Bulldogs played Manly, he got the ball. I think Short was the one who destroyed him and hurt his knee. So, yeah, I feel like Trbojevic definitely had a lack of impact this year, and I don't know if it's the rule change. I don't know if it's because he's injured, but like, something definitely was up with Trbojevic. In saying that though, New South Wales are going to miss him dearly. Him in the centres, as well as Latrell. I feel like it's the double whammy. If one of them's out, you could probably handle it, but both of them being out, I think that is a huge loss. I did a video earlier, a couple of weeks ago, maybe a couple of months ago, whenever it was, and I was talking about the guys to replace Latrell Mitchell and how it's going to be hard to replace him, but you can just chuck in a Tony Stas, you can chuck in a Talakai, chuck in a Matty Burton, someone like that, and they can do a job for you, because we still got Tommy, and he's so versatile, you can chuck him on either side. Now that sort of takes it out of the equation. Trbojevic not going to be there. You could chuck Tommy in any position, even if Tedesco goes down, if a winger goes down. You could have chucked him on the wing, could have chucked him at fullback, could have chucked him in bloody the forwards. He would have done a job for you. But now he's not going to be in the side. Latrell looks like he's going to miss at least a good portion of the series. Cameron Murray's out. There's a lot of question marks over the New South Wales side. It's only a couple of weeks out, and now Latrell's out. Now Tommy's out. Who are going to be the centers for New South Wales? Let me know in the comment section below. Now, I actually do want to do a proper video going through center options, but yeah, Tom Trbojevic being out, it is definitely a loss, and it does scare me a little. Even the last couple of weeks, I was saying to, I think it was my dad, I was like, I think that as long as we have Trbojevic, we should be okay, but we just got to get Trbojevic to the Origin series because he wasn't looking that good, and then obviously this happened. So it is scary times for New South Wales because the last time Trbojevic didn't play, as well as Latrell Mitchell, Queensland ended up winning. The unwinnable series, they won, and like I said, the two guys who didn't play, Tom Trbojevic and Latrell Mitchell, they come back the next year, they absolutely carve up. And the years previous when New South Wales were winning, they're also carving up them as well. So yeah, no, it is definitely worrying signs. I know New South Wales have a lot of good centres. There's probably a lot of centres who probably won't even get mentioned because that's how good New South Wales centres are at the moment. However, these two were the lock-ins. They were the locks that you didn't even question they were going to be in the side, apart from injuries, and obviously injuries have happened. So now it's throwing a spanner in the works. I mean, Stephen Crichton scored a nice try on the weekend. He's been playing really well. There's a lot of good options, but yeah, in terms of Manly, I feel like most of us don't really care too much. Manly are in 10th. Trbojevic is out. Like, their season is near enough done. There's been a lot of good teams this season who have stepped up. You've got teams like the Roosters who are barely making the 8 at the moment. So I think Manly definitely are not going to make the 8. Are they going to be like a wooden spoon contender? No, but at the same time, I don't think they're going to push for the 8 now that Tommy's out. Even with Tommy playing, they weren't. So I think Manly, they were already sort of a write-off this year. It was just a matter of getting to next year. So I didn't feel like I really needed to talk about them too much. Whereas New South Wales, it's in a couple of weeks. We need Tom Trbojevic, but we're not going to have Tom Trbojevic. So it is going to be interesting times. And I think Queensland will be licking their lips at the thought of Tom Trbojevic not playing for New South Wales. Anyways, guys, I'm going to wrap this one up. Keep it nice and short. Keep it to the point. It's hard enough talking about Tommy not playing. It makes me upset. I don't want to think about him not playing for New South Wales. I don't mind thinking about him not playing for Manly. I mean, that's really not an issue. But in terms of New South Wales, really don't want to talk about that. But I felt like I had to do a video. It's such big news. He's a huge name. As soon as I saw that he was out for the season, I was like, oh wow, I definitely need to do a video on this one. So there you go. Hopefully you did enjoy it. Hopefully you go ahead and leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here as well. Go and use the notification bell. Don't rely on the sub boxes. Use the notification bell and never miss any of my videos. Also go ahead and chuck me a follow on social media. It's on the screen right now. It's Mr. Luke and YT for the most part. My Facebook's Mr. Luke, but everything else including Snapchat, including TikTok, is Mr. Luke and YT. Give me a follow, give me an ad. Also become a member of the channel. To become a member, just click on the link in the description below. It will take you straight to where you need to sign up. Or if you don't want to click on the link, just click on my channel, go up to the top, click join. It'll give you all of the options, all of the levels available, and you can go ahead and pick one and become a member of the channel and support me. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more content on the channel, especially with Origin around. There's going to be plenty of videos, let me tell you that much, whether it's Rugby League Live 4 or videos like this talking about things that are actually happening. So stay tuned for that sort of stuff, and I'll see you soon next one. See yous.